Hello everybody, Dokkan Assets here. Today we are back with another Dragon Ball figure news video, and this is certainly not a video I expected to be making today, let alone be uploading again today. If you haven't seen my unboxing of the Kong Super Saiyan 3 Rose figures, definitely go check that video out, because it is a great one. But we just got the news of the Kamashi Instagram laying us down with the GT Trunks. Obviously, this is going to be the newest GTSH Figuarts figure, right? If we go all the way to the end, don't worry. Actually, can I click the little dots at the bottom? Instagram isn't that advanced yet. I'll show you all these pictures in a second, don't worry. But we obviously saw this image quite a long time ago, and at an event a while ago. I forget which convention it was, but they showed off all three of these figures on display. So, of course, GT Goku is already released, and we already knew that, of course, Trunks and Pam are going to come out at some point. So, literally just out of nowhere, they announced that GT Trunks is now up for pre-order on the 15th of March and is going to be releasing in November of 2024. Now, let me read you the little description, Aaron. There is a reason why this video is titled the way that it is, and I'm no stranger to making videos like this, because you know that I am the #1 Bandai in the ring with those bad boys, even though I still give them my money. Honestly, it's a problem. Regardless, though, let's take a look at Trunks before we get into the shenanigans of that, right? So, Trunks is joining the SH Figuarts line from Dragon Ball GT. Using SH Figuarts' latest technology to ensure a wide range of motion. The jacket is movable, interesting, has movable joints and utilizes soft materials, so you can easily recreate your favorite scenes from the series without worrying about obstruction. Yeah, obviously they have been doing a lot of stuff with soft goods recently, so it kind of makes sense that that is what they're going for. His trousers are also, that's a hard word to say, are also made in a way that makes it easy for you to display your Trunks in many cool action poses. I'm assuming they're talking about the pockets thing. Other than being able to recreate awesome fighting scenes, you can also recreate Trunks' casual poses by using an extra part to show him with his hands in his pockets. Okay, yeah, so that's what we were talking about there. Trunks also includes 3 optional facial parts, as well as a tail for GT Goku. We'll talk about that in a second. So first of all, on the topic of Trunks, I think this figure looks pretty good overall, right? I think that it looks like GT Trunks as far as I can recall. I think that the articulation looks good, right? I like the way that they handled the coat. I think that is pretty cool, right? Because obviously it's almost kind of like 2 pieces. It's like the top half and then the coattails, right? You can see that it kind of separates there. And the cool thing about that is the fact that obviously not only will that be able to, you know, get him into better looking poses with like the coat fluttering behind him, but when you're trying to do something like this, right, where obviously he's kicking up high, that coat would get in the way of the articulation. So that's pretty cool to see that they actually thought that through, and obviously that's going to be better for the articulation. Now, I'm not exactly sure how this pant part is going to work, or if there's going to be one for both sides, because they've only shown it on this side, so that'll be kind of interesting if he doesn't have it for both. I know Hit also has a similar thing, which funny enough, I have SH Figuarts Hit, I've just never opened it out of the box, but I know that he has a similar gimmick where he can put his hands in his pockets, so that is pretty cool, right? So I think overall the figure does look pretty good. I will say his faces do look a little bit derpy. I don't know if that's just me. You can let me know in the comments what you think about that, but in terms of the 3 faces, I guess it's 3 extra faces, right? So what is considered the standard one? Usually it's the one that's on the front, so maybe the screaming one. I would think it would just be the smiling one, maybe. But either way, there's the screaming head, there is the teeth gritting head, there is the serious head, and then there is the smiling head. Okay, so yeah, so obviously for total, excuse me, because obviously whenever they talk about this, they don't include the one that is on the figure. So that is pretty cool. I will say, I think definitely probably the best looking face for me is the screaming head. I think that this one looks very weird. It also could just be the angle. The neutral face looks okay, and I feel like it's something about the eyes on the smiling face that just look a little bit weird, especially in this one. It's so goofy. I don't know. It looks a little bit strange. Now, let's talk about the elephant in the room. So obviously when it comes to GT Goku, right, this guy was released a fat minute ago. So you're probably thinking, oh, you know, what the heck is this all about? So we have here, of course, GT Goku, but you can see he has a tail. And if you are unfamiliar with the original release of this GT Goku, this SH Figuarts GT Goku, he did not come with a tail. Funny enough, they're real quick on my figure collection. This was only announced a little bit ago, and they already added the image from the, you know, like images from here obviously has different text at the bottom, so I think it's from the official Dragon Ball website rather than the Instagram page. But this is obviously from the Trunks post. So this guy did not come with a tail. And a lot of people were really confused by that because obviously GT Goku, right, he got a tail, right? So people were like, why is there no tail included with him? I believe there is some scenes where he has it and some that he doesn't, if I'm recalling properly. But obviously a lot of people were like, where is the option for this? And especially considering the fact, I had to do a little bit of research on this because I don't actually own this figure myself. I do want to get him at some point, but at the moment I'm just prioritizing other figures. This guy, right, comes with a extra bottom piece, right? Shout out to Rockchala. I actually watch his content all the time. He makes fantastic figure unboxings, so definitely go check him out. Of course, I'll leave a link to this video in the description, but I was trying to find somebody's unboxing who talked about what the heck this piece right here is for, right? What is the purpose of including this extra bottom half piece for Goku? Because you can see that he comes with it in the actual packaging. And what I found out was that this extra piece, right, that you actually like take Goku apart, basically, kind of terrifying to be honest with you, but you dismember the boy, and then you can basically put him back together, and then you can put the other piece on. And the whole point of the other piece is that it is basically more of a dynamic posable piece, where let's go ahead and take a look at the GT Goku images right here, right? If we look at the standard one, you can see that it's just kind of around his waist and it's not as spread out, right? However, if we look at the ones where it's in a little bit more of a dynamic pose, you can see that the fabric, well, fabric, quote unquote, right, is clearly in a different position where it's a lot more like laid out, you know, across his lap, basically, right? Obviously, the gaps on the sides for where the cloth is separated, right, are farther apart. So that's the whole point of that piece, is so that you're able to get poses a little bit better, right? And this is the kicker, right? So it's clear that they included this piece, sure, probably because then you can get some better action poses, and you know, that obviously is the case. And it does look like, when looking at this figure, right, even looking at Rockchala's review, right, the bottom half doesn't seem to be hard plastic for that section where, you know, it's like the little bottom waist part, you know, like that kind of drapes over his pants, right? I believe that is soft plastic. So, right, it makes sense that obviously, even though it is soft plastic, you still wouldn't be able to kick as high when it came to some of those kicking poses because, of course, right, you know, it would still block it to an extent, right? You can see there, right, it is soft plastic because the way that's moving, but the kick still gets blocked because of how the quote-unquote neutral, like, bottom half of Goku is. So it makes sense that they include this other piece, right, to then, you know, substitute in, so then you can get a little bit more movement on the legs. But I do also wonder if this was included with, I mean, it's pretty clear that it was, right? It was included with this foresight in mind that Trunks would be having the tail in his package, right? And so the whole thing would obviously be, if you want Kid Goku with the tail, you're gonna have to put Trunks on your list of figures that you're gonna be buying. Honestly, it's so weird because it's like, I'm glad that they included that accessory with GT Goku originally for like the extra, you know, like cloth piece at the bottom, but it also kind of feels a little scummy, I'm not gonna lie, because it's also like, well, you know, we knew that we were going to be, you know, doing these shenanigans where if you want the full figure, quote unquote, you're going to have to buy extra figures to complete the one figure that you already have. And here's your little teaser, your little hint towards that. Obviously, I'm sure that's not the full intention of it, because obviously it gives it more range, but still, it kind of feels like that when looking at this. So that is really unfortunate, to be honest with you, because I'm sure a lot of people are really going to want the tail, right? A lot of people refer to this as a Build-A-Figure, because that is something I believe that originated from Marvel Legends. It may have originated from somewhere else, but Marvel Legends definitely uses that terminology, and they do that a lot for their figures, where they'll have basically a bunch of different pieces of figures in, you know, a bunch of different figures spread out between, you have to buy like 5 different ones or whatever to build one complete figure. Or, you know, obviously sometimes other figures just include accessories for other figures. I know, funny enough, Dragon Stars also did that for a while. I don't think they do that as much anymore though. But, ironically enough, with that being said, right, this whole thing kind of started, if we go to Gohan here, this whole thing kind of... that's not the Gohan I was looking for. We'll just find it through this. With the SH Figuarts Superhero Gohan, right? This guy right here. He was kind of the ground zero for Tamashii doing this on a wider scale. Because with the original figure, right, it came with the standard stuff that he came with, right? Obviously, we need... how do I even, like, know how to show you what is the standard stuff here? Because half of this is from other figures. Yeah, here we go. So he came with, not the Super Saiyan head, the standard stuff like this, right? And then, right, later on, when the Gammas released, right, the Gammas came with, for Gamma 1, it was the Super Saiyan head. This was in a different figure, the Gohan Smiling Head. I forget which superhero figure this was in. It might have been Pan's box. I think this might have also been in another figure. I don't remember off the top of my head, but this one, the cape and the glasses head, was in the Gamma 2 box. This was in the Gohan Beast box, where you got the little funny eye swirly thing. This one with the, like, tilted to the side hair, this is in the Broly packaging. So it's just kind of unfortunate, right, that basically they saw that this worked, because obviously, you know, of course people still wanted the Gammas and Pan and Piccolo and Gohan Beast, of course, and all these other superhero characters, but obviously it's a lot more incentive for people to buy it who might not normally pick up those figures, because obviously they want the full complete package for their SH Figuarts Gohan. So it kind of seems like that they're back at it again, unfortunately, when it comes down to it for this Goku tail piece. And it would not surprise me, to be 100% honest with you, right, talking about that Pan figure, right, that is right here, if they included either another headpiece for Goku in there, or they included something for Trunks in there, or honestly the absolute worst case scenario would be if they included a Super Saiyan Goku head in there. That would be terrible. People would be really mad about that. Like, the tail is one thing, and it's still really dumb and honestly terrible business practice, but by golly, if they put the Super Saiyan head in there, oh man, that will really ruffle some feathers. Honestly though, knowing Bandai, I would not be surprised if they just make a whole nother Super Saiyan GT Goku figure, right? That would absolutely not surprise me, and I know that people would probably buy that too. So whatever route they decide to go down, right, it kind of won't surprise me however they handle Super Saiyan. Not to mention, right, Goku also goes Super Saiyan 3 when he's in the Kid GT form. So it'll be interesting to see if they even touch that, right, when it comes to official stuff. So let me know what you think in the comment section below. I'd be very curious to hear what you guys have to say about this one. As far as I'm concerned, this is just, you know, another instance of Tamashii, and not really Tamashii, I guess, more like Bandai, right? Because Bandai is always the one to blame for this. Their shenanigans of just being very money hungry, and obviously I always like to bring awareness to this type of thing. So let me know what you think in the comments section below, and other than that, I will catch you in the next one. Dokkan Assets out. Peace.